I'm Andrew Greif with the Oregonian, alongside Andrew Nemec with the Oregonian, and Tyson Alger, also with the Oregonian. We're here on Football National Signing Day. It's a big day for recruits who can first sign letters of intent for their respective colleges. And Oregon has a pretty good class, largely ranked among the top 20 in the nation by most recruiting services. No surprises here, nothing late breaking, and that's how Mark Helfrich liked it. I think that all these guys did their work up front, got a lot of commitments kind of in the front load of the portion last summer, and it allowed for a busy but not too stressful of the last 48 hours or so. Andrew Nemec covers recruiting for us. What do you think, early thoughts about this class in general? How big and what stands out?
It's a top 20 class in the country, which is huge. They're going to be happy about that. They got 11 offensive and defensive linemen, real versatile group that sounds like they're going to mix and match them is what we learned from Helfrich. They're going to try him out at the position they want to try first, and then from there they could move around. 3 of the top 4 all-purpose backs in the country. Sounds like one of them could move to defense potentially in the defensive backfield, but they're going to play with those guys as well. So a real versatile class. One of the real nice pieces that they added is Travis Waller, who's going to be here for spring practices. Quarterback wants to compete for that starting job. That may be tough, especially it sounds like they could potentially be adding Vernon Adams.
Yeah, Vernon Adams, the Eastern Washington quarterback. No surprise that Oregon would like him to be on this team. He's a fifth-year transfer, possibly. That would be a big boon for that position because it's one where depth is they have good depth, but maybe an emerging starter hasn't quite happened yet. Any other guys from this class that you look at as possibly plugging holes that were on this year's roster who they're losing guys at?
But, I mean, like he said, you're getting 11 guys on the line there, which I think is a huge thing for this team, especially with, you know, you lost a lot of guys on the offensive line, and Horonis and, you know, Hamani Stevens. So you're plugging a lot of guys there. I'm really interested to seeing how Taj Griffin fits in on this team because you have young running backs already in Royce Freeman, who rushed for more than 1,000 yards last year. You have Thomas Tyner, who really came on strong at the end of last year. But, like, talking to Gary Campbell all year last year, they bring freshmen in to play. They tell these guys, we want you to play. So now you kind of get in a logjam there because from all accounts and purposes, Taj Griffin's going to be, if he heals from his leg injury, he's one of the better running recruits in the country. So I think that's going to be really something fun to watch this fall and even the spring because he's here and recovering from that injury.
Yeah, and he said that he basically came to Oregon early because he wants to rehab that injury with Oregon's medical staff. Also doesn't hurt his brother Ty from Powder Springs, Georgia, was already on the roster. Spring ball starts in March 30th. Seems like a long way out now, but before you know it, they're actually be out practicing, and we're going to finally see how these parts and pieces kind of mix in with the current roster. Should be interesting.